There we go. Susie is our oldest seal. She is now 41 years old, which is pretty cool. Normally out in the wild, seals are lucky if they live to be about 20, maybe 25. So as far as we can tell, Susie might just be the third oldest seal in the aquarium right now, in the country, in any zoo or an aquarium. Then I have Layla over there. Layla really likes to wave, so can everyone wave to Layla? Okay, so let's try that again. You didn't wait. Layla, swim. Layla, big wave. Good. And then I'm missing Razzle. Razzle is 29 years old. She is just starting to shed her fur, which is something our seals do every summer. Orange and Susie here have just finished. They're nice and silvery. And during that time, our seals definitely aren't as hungry. They like to hang out on the rocks. So I don't know if we're going to see Razzle this feeding. And who is hanging out over there with you?
Well, right here in front of me, I have Ariel. Thank you, Ariel. Ariel's 24. She's our youngest seal. And making her entrance before I have Tilly. Tilly, wave. Good. Tilly is actually Susie's daughter, and she's 28 years old. I also have Polly. We might see her, but she's also molting, so she might not come around. But she's 27. So what are we feeding them today, Ellen?
We have two types of fish on the menu. Orange is trying to help herself there to this one here. This is herring, and this is one of their absolute favorites. It's kind of like candy or ice cream for the seals. And the reason they like it so much is it's full of fat, so it makes it taste really good. But that fat is really important because it helps them stay warm. They can take all the fat and oil in the fish that they eat, and they use it to build up something that we call blubber, which is their own layer of fat. It's usually about 2 to 4 inches thick, and it keeps them nice, toasty, warm. And what else are we serving today?
We're also feeding them a smaller fish called cave lib. It's kind of the vegetable of the meal, so they don't really like it. Like human seals can't drink salt water, so it's an excellent source of fresh water. We actually feed sea lions the same as seals if we had sea lions. So there's a few differences between the two. So I'm going to set Tilly over to the wall, and if you look at her head, you can see that she has ear holes, but she does not have ear flaps that sea lions do. And sea lions, when they walk, they tuck their flippers under them and walk on all fours. Whereas we're going to have Tilly come up again. As you can see, it's a little awkward the way she moves across the land. Here's Tilly. But another difference is the location that you'll find them. On the East Coast, you'll find seals. You can find them out in Long Island Sound, and on the West Coast is where you find sea lions. But we feed them the same way. We train them the same way.
We do. We feed and train them the same way. We train animals for different reasons. We train behaviors that help us care for them. So being able to open their mouths, get a good look at their teeth, good. And then we do also train for some of the fun behaviors. Orange, swim. Smith. Good. But whatever behavior we want to teach them, we start the same way. We start with a big bucket of fish, and we teach them a behavior called a target. Layla, target. Good. That's all it is. Layla just had to touch her nose to my hand, and she had to keep it there until I told her the word good, and now she got a fish as a reward. And what starts to happen is the seals start to figure out every time they touch targets, they're going to get some fish. So then we can use that to teach them other behaviors. It's how we get them over here on the rocks in the first place. And then we can use it for some really fun behaviors. Orange, Layla, kiss. Good. As well as sending them to other spots in the tank. So we're going to send some of the girls down to the window to visit. Orange, wall. Wall. And now all they're doing is they're targeting on the glass. They're going to keep their nose there until we tell them to. Good, Orange. Larry, the way we tell them to come back to us is by using kind of a magic word. We call it a bridge. And it helps us communicate with the seals. It lets them know they've done well, they've done what we've asked them to do, as a reward. Now, our seals here, you could say they're pretty lucky. They get fish 3 times a day and medicine if they need it. But seals out in the wild might not be that lucky, right?
No, they are not. Unfortunately, seals run into predators. 3 in particular. Can anybody name them? You can shout them right out. Shark, orca whale, and a polar bear. So they have a couple defenses for predators, such as hookers. You can see they have very sharp nails. Now, they have 36 to 38 very sharp teeth. Another thing, if you look at their bellies when they're swimming by, it's lighter on the underside, whereas it's darker on the top, which is called counter shading, because it never gets old. We'll have Tilly come back up and use the fact that she can come out on the rocks, whereas a shark cannot.
But we didn't want sharks to get a bad reputation, so we have a couple of seals that have a shark impression they're going to show you. And if you can help us out on the count of 3, shout out the word shark. And Orange and Ariel are going to show you what they think a shark looks like. Ready, ladies? 1, 2, 3, shark! Good, Orange. Here you go, Orange. Well, that is just about going to wrap it up for us this afternoon. But does anyone have any questions that we can answer for you? Yeah. We were giving them a couple different eye drops. Some of our seals have cataracts, so we were giving them an antibiotic eye drop and kind of a saline solution eye drop. It just helps with the cataracts. Sure. Orange, Layla. Ready? Good. Good job, ladies. There you go. How much do they weigh? They weigh anywhere from about 130 pounds to about 160 pounds. Yeah. What do we feed them? Where have we found them? We found our seals. They all came from other aquariums, and they were either stranded, separated from their moms, didn't know how to take care of themselves, or they were born at the aquarium and they needed homes. But you can find seals in a bunch of different places out in the wild. We get them right out in Long Island Sound in the winter time, and then they're always up in the Gulf of Maine and out on the West Coast in California and Alaska.
Why do some of them have a white eye?
Why do some of them have white eyes? Cataracts. Seals, as a species, are very prone to them, and they think that it comes from the sun. And as the sun bounces off the water, it can damage their eyes, and then it gets worse as they get older. And because we kind of have a senior citizen population right now, that's why we have such a high prevalence of it right now. We can remove the cataracts. 2 of our seals have had that procedure done, but it's a very expensive procedure, and their bodies don't handle the anesthesia like we do, so it can be very tough sometimes to get them out of it. So we tend to wait until it's absolutely necessary before we remove them. Yeah. One more time. They know how to flip. They don't flip very well. Their bodies really aren't designed for it. They're kind of like, we refer to them as fat sausages. So flipping can be tough for them. All right. And this is funny. All right. Well, thanks for joining us this afternoon. We hope you have a great day. And definitely come see us again. And if we're still here at 3:45, we will meet the seals one last time.